All right, folks, good morning. Let's get started here. All right, so first off, we have at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, we'll have final services PMI. At 10 o'clock Eastern, we'll have ISM services PMI and JOLTS job openings. Both those two at 10 o'clock will be important releases, so we can expect significant volatility in the markets. Again, that's for today, December the 5th, Tuesday. All right, as far as the market goes right now, the NASDAQ is trading lower than previous day's close, previous day's session. At first was down, and then it recouped all of its losses. So we basically had a neutral day with significant price movement either way. And at this point, the market is set to open lower than yesterday's close. We're looking at the NASDAQ QQQ. Looking at stocks which were moving yesterday, we had a huge list of stocks in the pre-market pulse yesterday. But let's just go over the stocks that we were mostly watching. Um, so um, Marvel was able to reach its target number one to the downside of 51.28, and then with much volatility, it did get pretty close to reaching target number two to the downside, but not a very good stock to trade either way. Microsoft was good, had a nice downtrend. It was able to get down past target number one, almost to target number two. It bottomed out at 362.90. Target number two to the downside was 362.81. Um, Meta was able to reach its target number one to the downside of 313.74, but too much volatility. So not a great trading opportunity, but nevertheless, it did reach that target. Um, One of the stocks that we identified yesterday, SSNT, that was able to move from about $8.29 a share to a high of just over $13 a share. So for those trading the cheaper stocks, they were not optionable, but that stock was pretty good. Amazon was able to reach its target number one to the downside, 143.78. Then it got about two-thirds of the way to target number two, but pretty much after it hit target number one, wasn't much to do with that. Um, let's see what else we have. AMD had a sharp downtrend. It was able to reach target number one, 117.99, and then it almost got to target number two to the downside. Bottomed out at 116.37 as target number two to the downside was 116.23. Um, Next up, we have Mara, which had a very rough start of the session, but eventually got into a pretty good downtrend. And it got almost to target number two to the downside of 1403. It bottomed out at 1407. Um, let's see. ALT, started the day at 410, topped out at 537 before selling off, so that one had a pretty good move. The trade desk, TTD, had a very nice downtrend, able to reach target number two to the downside of 67.97, then go beyond that. Then we had INTC, which was able to reach target number two to the downside of 42.16 and then go well below that. Um, excuse me. Um, and that was about it. And it looks like that was about it for stocks that were moving. So let's look at the pre-market scan, see what's coming up on my radar. So far, I only have two stocks. So yesterday was basically a feast. Today is like a famine of opportunity. So we have Eric, which is currently only up 3.62%. So that one does not qualify. It has the volume of trading. It's the right price range, but not the percent change that we're looking for. We need at least a 6% price change. So that one, unfortunately, does not qualify, although it may qualify later. So I'll put that on our possibilities list, but It is not a qualified opportunity at this point. Um, NRSN currently down 18.77%, 15 million shares traded. It's above $1 per share. That definitely qualifies. It qualified on its way up. Now it's fallen apart and come down. So it was qualified on both sides. So we will go ahead and add NRSN to our pre-market radar. Now, if you folks see any other stocks that meet our four criteria, it needs to be a NASDAQ listed stock, um, must be trading at least $1 per share, must have at least 1 million shares of volume that have traded in the pre-market, and must have at least a 6% price change, positive or negative. Let me know in the chat. All right, so CMND is mentioned, so let's take a look. Yep, that's up 42%, 1.3 million shares, and it's above $1 per share, so that counts. We will add that to our pre-market radar, CMND. Excuse me. Any other stocks, folks? REPL getting close. Well, let's take a look. Okay, so it's the volume, as you said, is not to where we need it to be. The percent change is fine. The price is fine. So we'll add this to our possibilities list, as you mentioned, but it has not yet qualified. Okay. Any other stocks, folks, that meet our four criteria? NASDAQ listed, must be trading over $1 per share, or at least $1 per share. Must have at least 1 million shares pre-market volume, at least a 6% price change. Tesla. All right. Um, Tesla. Tesla. I don't think that's close because it only has a 0.5% price change. So again, we need at least a 6% price change from where it was yesterday to where it was today. We also need the volume, which this will have no problem, and we need the price to be at least $1 per share. So it doesn't qualify on the percent change. So again, folks, anything that meets our four criteria, percent change of at least 6%, positive or negative, volume must be at least 1 million shares pre-market, price must be at least $1 per share pre-market, and of course, it needs to be a NASDAQ stock. So we'll give another 30 seconds. Any other stocks that you folks see that meet those criteria, let me know in the chat, but I'm guessing not too many do. All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 10 likes, more than 30 people watching. So please be sure to like the video. That helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Hoff does qualify, by the way. Thank you, Rick. So Hoff will be added to our radar. It has a price change of at least 6%, at least 1 million shares traded, at least $1 per share. All check off. So we'll add that. So guys, again, please be sure to like the video. I see we have at least we have more than 13 people watching, so please be sure to like the video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. If anyone's watching this replay and you're not familiar with our program or our company, please be sure to check out fundertrading.com. That's our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for those of you part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 29 minutes or so, and then we'll pick up from there. All right. Other than that, folks, have a great trading session, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's Pre-Market Pulse. Take care.